with his first baby that he had on the album that he used. A lot of people stole this style, is putting they selves or they kids on albums, but Biggie, Notorious Big, one of the greatest MCs of all time, his flow was untouched. Coming up with rhymes, just writing them right on the spot. Everybody know his lifestyle by being a drug dealer and all that stuff. But his style was also untouched. These rappers that's on his wall, nobody had flows like these rappers. Nobody had all these rappers on his wall was all unique. They all stood out. You know what I mean? And Tupac and Biggie, man, definitely one of the people you got to have in your hip hop collection. Notorious, Big, Ready to Die. It's definitely one of them albums you can listen to back to back to back to back. You're going on a road trip somewhere, you can definitely, if you had that one album, a long road trip, you had this one album in your ride, you could play it back to back without getting tired of hearing it. You know, definitely one of them albums. Production on it was tight. The beats complimented, and Biggie and Puffy, man, was definitely a perfect match together. The way he got Biggie to rhyme on them some of them soft R&B tracks, nobody could pull it off the way Biggie did with that flow he had. Then underneath, I got him in the same area. Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt album. This was the Jay-Z, man, the hungry Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? The raw Jay-Z, branching off from that fast flow that he still had. You know what I'm saying? He was a combination of a lot of people. I ain't gonna put him as one of my top 10 MCs, as one of the greats of my book, because everybody took a little bit from everybody, and Jay-Z definitely, in my opinion, took his little style from Big Daddy Kane, took his little style from Nas, he took his style from Biggie and Big L, definitely Big L, and combined it into his way. But Reasonable Doubt is another album you can listen to back to back to back and never get tired of listening to. Definitely has some classic tracks on there. Um, Definitely a lyricist, was way before his time. An old soul, just like Tupac and Biggie was old souls. He definitely had an old soul, and there's Reasonable Doubt. Um, Two classic, a lot of classic guest appearances on here. Mary J. Blige, Can't Knock the Hustle, when she was just coming out and just branching off. Also, Foxy Brown, Ain't No Nigga, like the one I got. You know what I'm saying? When Foxy was young, like 14 or 16, on that album when she first came out. So, you got Memphis Bleak, on coming of age. So this album is classic. It's part of hip hop for sure. Then you had the Conscious Brothers right here. A lot of people, man, that grew up on this album. My brother introduced me and my cousin to it. Um, Done by the Forces of Nature. You had the Jungle Brothers, man. The Jungle Brothers was like the group before Brand Nubian, the first native tongue group that spoke that conscious stuff. I put them up there with X Clan, you know what I'm saying? Groups like that speak the consciousness of Afro transcendentity, while talking about going back to the roots and learning about who you are as a black person, and how we connected to the motherland and what we need to do as black people in America. The native tongues, man, the Jungle Brothers, definitely a must-have hip-hop group. If you never heard of them, you need to go on YouTube, check their videos out, and all that as well. One of the first gangster rappers back in the day, man. A lot of people talk about Ice-T. A lot of people talk about Scooney D. You gotta talk about Just Ice, man. Definitely one of the first gangsters of rap before Kool G Rap and all them. Part of the Boogie Down production. I love this album, Back to the Old School. Just Ice, man. Definitely an album, an MC that was definitely a hardcore in that gangster rap way before a lot of these gangster rappers became well known, and gangster rap they called it gangster rap anyway. I don't know why they always categorizing it in different categories, but before they called it gangster rap, this dude was doing it hardcore way before a lot of people, before Jay-Z and Biggie and all these other people, and Tupac and all these other people, NWA and all these other people that's well known for the gangster rap. He was the one, definitely the forefather of it. Just Ice. Let's go to my dude, man, the lyrical monster, Redman. What the album? What the album? Classic Redman album. Lyrical monster, him and Redman, formed a duo that was untouchable. Reggie always coming out with them metaphors straight from Jersey. Coming with the metaphors that untouchable, saying stuff that you will never ever hear nobody else, another MC will ever say. Every rhyme you hear, you never heard him say it again. Reggie just was always witty with the words, man, and him definitely one of my favorites, man, to do it as an MC, man. Redman was just, like I said, him and Keith Murray, they just say off the wall stuff where you like, what the hell make you say some shit like that, Redman? What the album? Then we got the dude, the greatest storyteller ever, Slick Rick, man, the coolest dude in hip hop. Up there with LL Cool J, another cool slick brother. But the greatest storyteller of all time, the way he was able to, every track he did, he made it seem like it was multi people on one song. Nobody was able to do that to this day. And a lot of people stole that type of style and flow, but nobody was able to do it like him. This is the great adventures of Slick Rick. The Mona Lisa was on his album. You got Chisholm's Story. Always gonna be songs that was timeless. Treat Her Like a Prostitute, man. Lick the Balls. All them joints was fire on this joint. You know what I'm saying? But hey, Young World was the shiznick. The video was the shiznick. And then Teenage Love. Teenage Love was like one of the bangingest songs about a female and male and relationships that a lot of teenagers can relate to and what they go through in relationships and stuff like that. And then the video, Big Daddy Kane was in the video. A lot of people might not know that. Go back and watch it. All the old school heads know about Big Daddy Kane being in a video. But nobody was the greatest storyteller ever. Better than Slick Rick, the ruler. Me, myself, and I. They was like the hippies of hip hop. Happy-go-lucky, talking about positivity and consciousness, rap, and just partying, having fun. True Boy, True Love. Recently passed away, man. Rest in peace. To my dude, man. He definitely brought a lot of great rhymes to the hip hop world with his group, De La Soul. So rest in peace to my dude. But they brought us a lot of hits, a lot of albums, and the albums was timeless. Each album was they never had a whack album. Put it that way. All the albums they had, each one was like better than the last, better than the last, better than the last. It wasn't better than, like, I don't even think they had one album that was better than the other. I think all of them was equally satisfying. Let's get to my dude, man. America's Most Wanted, Ice Cube. That dude with that grin. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever to this day had the grin like Ice Cube had. That don't fuck with me type of look. You know what I'm saying? Him and the Lynch Mob branched off from NWA. You know what I mean? With the help of Chuck D and the Bomb Squad, formed that classic album, America's Most Wanted. Don't know how many times I listened to that album, man. I listened to that album so much, man. I listened to it. It's a timeless album. I listened to it like it just came out today. Don't Fuck With a Bitch from the Projects was one of my favorite joints. America's Most Wanted off this album. A lot of classic songs off this album, man. Gangsta Fairy Tales. Cube, one of the bangers lyricists, he wrote a lot of the songs for Eazy-E. On NWA was together. He was the writer. Dr. Dre actually got him while he was in college to write, for Eazy-E and everything, and become part of that group while he was in college. So he gave up his college career to go to rapping, which a lot of MCs did. And look at the move and what happened for him. Did the movies, like Friday and everything like that. Became a really good actor in Hollywood. John Singleton put him in Boys in the Hood and told him, just boys in the hood on set. If you can rap, be an MC, you can write movie scripts. You could be an actor because they the same exact thing. And rest in peace to John Singleton. But that inspired Ice Cube to be the dude he is now. And then right after that, you got NWA right next to Cube album, Straight Outta Compton. If anybody ain't see the movie about that group, man, watch that. That sums it up about them, how they came out. It's a long history. I just told you a brief history. From Ice Cube was part of the group, branched off and did his thing. Eazy-E was went solo, did his solo joint. Dr. Dre became one of the best producers of all time. Produced it. I would say the majority of the West Coast albums after NWA. Everybody from Exhibit on down, Snoop on down. Got Eminem, made him. Without him, Eminem wouldn't be who he was, and who he became from Dre. So NWA, man, was that group the East Coast took to them, with open arms, man. They was speaking stuff that we all could relate to, no matter where you lived at on the planet. If you lived in the hood, we all was getting treated by the cops and treated like shit. Gang warring was deep over there, probably deeper than anywhere on the planet. Over there in LA, man, and Compton, one of the worst places on earth with the gang warring and brothers killing each other. But it spread it all throughout all the hood. Like Ice Cube said before, every hood is the same. Let's go to my dude, one of the legends, the hip hop legends, man. Kool G Rap. One of the gangsters of the beginning of rap, up there, like I said, with Just Ice, who I was talking about earlier. That gangster storytelling, scenarios and rhymes, nobody was able to do it like Kool G Rap. And this is Kool G Rap and Polo, his DJ. They had that group. They was a duo for a while before Kool G Rap branched off and just went solo on his own. But this is a classic joint, man. Definitely his first album to definitely have in your collection. One of my favorite MCs, and not just a gangster rapper known for his gangster rhymes and mob stories, but just as a lyricist. Like, you listen to the Symphony with Big Daddy Kane and all them on that joint, you definitely see the one who stood out. Definitely stood out the most. You got my dudes right here, man. MOP, man. To the death. MOP, one of my favorite duo groups. I mean, EPMD is definitely Run DMC, and EPMD is definitely my first two. Then I gotta go in it. I gotta go with MOP. My buddy Barry, you know what I mean. I give a shout out to him, put me down with them, and put me down for who they were. And he got me into this group, and ever since he got me into them, I got all the albums, man. Every single album you could think of, they got and did. I got it. They rhyme. They make you want to go rob somebody. They the type of group that you listen to while you working out and get you hyped, get your heart pumping. You don't have to be from the streets to feel the energy that they had. But two hype dudes, Little Fame, man, he had that energy like nobody, man. Like, he was like a Kool G Rap. We talking about Kool G Rap. He remind me of Kool G Rap, Lil Fame. And Billy, he remind me of Scarface. So Scarface, imagine Scarface and imagine Kool G Rap on an album together. That's who them two remind me of, in my opinion.